Okay, so we have propped the top, we've got the beam in, we've done a new underpurlin. Matt's probably just showing you him just nailing it all off and getting all of the side pieces on, the bracket done so it can't slip out. So what we're doing now is we're moving downstairs. I've put in a jack underneath the floor here, and it's right near our join. I've bent over all of these nails because these are hanger stumps. I've bent over all these nails along here where we've got our stumps, and we've started lifting already. We've lifted it up, how many mil?
12.
About 12 mil we've lifted it up already, up top. So those joists up top have come up significantly towards our beam. We had, I think it was about 18-20 mil up the top. Got about 18-20 mil up the top, so we've moved up about 12 mil. So what I've done now is I've cut a whole heap of wedges. Here we have all of our wedges, and what we're going to do is just pack under all of these stumps. Different size wedges for different stumps. You can see as I'm tapping that in, all of this borer falling out, all the borer damage is falling out of the timber next to it. We're finding more and more borer in this job. I'm just going to move to this next stump just so we can keep all these up and fairly consistent with each other the whole way. That'll do it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are going to drop that weight back down onto those wedges, and we will then do the whole thing again and try and bring it up another 6 to 8 mil. I've wedged all of it's been wedged. I'm just going to let this down. You can see here we're up probably 60 mil just here, and we've only lifted that bearer, that whole bearer up 12 mil. So don't be disillusioned by how much you push up the jack compared to how much the whole thing moves, because there's going to be a little bit of tolerance between your joist and your bearer and your stump, your joist and the wall plate, your studs in between, because they've all dropped. Everything's now dropped. Because of that, you need to make sure that you don't get lost in how much you're lifting. The best way to find that out is to actually have a gauge somewhere, like a water level, or what we've got up in the roof space with that beam, and that'll tell us exactly how much more we need to go up. Also underneath your jack, make sure you've got a nice big piece of timber that's spanning a distance so it doesn't sink too much into the soil and it spreads that load both ways. If you just have this sitting on the soil, it'll just go straight into the soil, and you're going to be compacting the soil rather than lifting the house. So we have got all our timbers laminated together, nailed and glued wherever we needed to, get bows opposing, nails opposing as well. All of it's together, and we've just finished cutting our first bearer to size. We've got here a halving join, and that's going into the original, and the other end we've got a halving join, and we're joining exactly half over the stumps. The stumps, because they're a 75 mil stump, we need to make sure that our halving joins, obviously we've got enough of the other bearer sitting on top, and that we've got enough meat in between to do the halving join. Otherwise we would have done a tooth cut. It's just really hard to do a tooth cut under a house. That's the only problem. If you've got any questions and queries about our bearer joins, then we've got a full segment on bearer joins that shows 3 different types of joins. There's a number of different types that you can use, but the 3 main types that we use these days. Stay tuned in some of the other videos, and we'll show you the finished product of the bearers all installed.